Okay, so listen, I spent last week in one of the most amazing places in the world. I went to Malawi. And John, as you know, when we talk about the creation of sustainable competitive advantage in our business, which is what all businesses try to do, we talk about sustainable advantage with our people, with our products, with our culture, and with our opportunity. And that culture piece is really what just hit me between the eyes last week, because it was, I've had opportunities to go over the years, and various scheduling conflicts have just always prevented me from getting down there. So I made my first trip to Malawi, and having now seen with my own eyes what's going on the ground there, we have to figure out a way to get more of our leaders down there, because it'll change your life, and our Force for Good efforts and all that we're doing to feed starving children around the world are just made so real and so personal. It's an astounding experience, John. I don't know if you and Giselle have been down yet, but we really need to plan it, because you'll just be so amazed and you'll be so proud of what the company is doing down there, and it's just so unique. We went from orphanage to orphanage. One of the places we went was actually the orphanage where Madonna adopted her first baby in Malawi. And this place is called the Home of Hope. They have 600 orphans in this particular orphanage. It's right on the border of Zambia and Malawi. And every day, those 600 kids get up, and they are served for breakfast a serving of Vitameal, provided by one of our thousands of distributors around the world who are participating with us in the Nourish the Children program. And that scene is repeated 70,000 times a day in Malawi. We're feeding 70,000 kids a day. And it's a staggering scope of operation, and it's something that we can just be incredibly proud about. And if those of you on this call are interested in being part of a business that stands for more than just making money and building the size of your bank account, then you're in the right place, because this is a phenomenal program, and we need to do more to promote it. We need to do more to make people aware of it. We need to do more to get people down there to see it with their own eyes, and I just guarantee you'll come away from this place a different person.
Well, I know. I think I've heard you say that maybe Force for Good percentage, just correct me, but it's about 5% of what we do, but 95% of who we are as a company.
That's exactly right. And actually, I calculated 2 weeks ago that we haven't even hit the 5% mark yet. Nourish the Children is exactly 1.6% of what we do. So we have our work cut out for us to even make it 5%. And for those of you who are participating already in the program, I want you to know that every meal you contribute is literally saving a life in this incredibly beautiful but destitute place. It's a tragic situation down there happening among the what's called the warm heart of Africa. And you step off the plane and you see the smiles on these people's faces, and it's Africa. To me, it was like Africa the way it was before it was corrupted by greed and poverty and crime and all that's bad about Africa. This place is untouched so far by all of that, but it's fun. I mean, let's get me talking on this, John, and we'll talk for the rest of the night.
But I'd just like to share with people, how many meals have been served? I know there's a running ticker that goes on with Nourish the Children to feed these children. What's the total? As
of 3 weeks ago, it was 150 million meals, and so I'm guessing that today it's probably about 153 million meals or so.
Well, it's amazing, because that program is not only feeding children, but it's also educating children, and it's educating the populace to be self-sufficient as time goes on as well. So it goes well beyond just feeding children. Am I right?
That's exactly right. We feed them mostly in schools and in orphanages. So in order to be fed, for the most part down there, you have to go to a school or to an orphanage to get the food, and that's a good thing. You know, John, we built a village, as you know, in Malawi, thanks to the generous contributions through the Force for Good Foundation. And we had last week our first graduating class of families who participated in our agricultural school in this village. It's a 2-year program, and the first group of about 20 families graduated from the program, caps and gowns and diplomas and the whole bit. And it was an absolutely phenomenal sight to see this village come together. We had about 2,000 people there, and these 40, 45, 50 people who received diplomas literally danced their way to receive their diploma, because that's what they do. You know, there is no electricity in these villages, so they get together at night and they sing the haunting songs of Africa, and they dance, and they're just a beautiful people. And it's an incredible experience that we have to do more to promote, because those of you who are sustaining this effort are doing an incredible amount of good, and we can be very, very proud of what's going on down there.
Wow. How long were you down there for?
A week.
A whole week. Okay.
There for most of last week, and just every day was a whole new adventure and just a whole new perspective. And it's beautiful. It's the end of the rainy season down there right now, so it's mostly green.
So you went from like village to village. You traveled from place to place.
We did. And, you know, there's a main road that's paved that runs through the country, but the second you're off the main road, you're on dirt roads. And so Talimanja Village, the village that we bought, is about, it's probably, I'm going to say 20, 25 miles off of on dirt road, just out in the countryside, and every mile along the way, it's little family compounds, literally thatch hut roofs, and maybe walls and maybe not walls on their buildings, of families who will farm an acre or two of land and literally scratch survival out of the landscape. And it's just, I was trying to figure out if I was witnessing, you know, time as it was 20 years ago or 30 years ago or 40 years ago or 50 years ago, and I really found that in many ways it's like going back 200 years. I mean, in most of these villages there's no electricity and no running water, and it's like, you know, wow, it's just like going back in time, and the people are just so warm and so friendly and so grateful. We dropped off a load of blankets in one of the schools that we visited. There was a classroom full of about 30 students, and on top of their already destitute condition, these students happened to also be blind. And, you know, we spent an hour with them and left the blankets for them. And as we left, the schoolmaster basically said, from the bottom of his heart, he said, "Thank you for changing these kids' lives." They didn't even have a blanket to sleep on. They're sleeping on the floor and on mats, and a blanket basically changed their lives. And it's just, you know, it's just so rewarding, frankly, to be part of a business that does this. We took some media groups with us, including National Geographic came down with us. And they all said, you know, as they got to see what we're doing, and as we explained the Nourish the Children program, they said, you know, there's probably not another business in the world who could do what you guys are doing, because you use this direct selling format and your expertise in nutrition to put this program together, and who else could do it? And they're right. You know, it's a very, very unique program, and just incredibly gratifying to be part of.
So that's so great to hear. I know it's every single person I meet, they're always looking for a way to contribute or be of service to somebody else, and they never quite know how to do it. So this is a beautiful way for people to serve meals and save lives. So I'm excited that you went down. I'm looking forward to the pictures.
I want to take you with me, buddy.